Looks like I'm getting 33.3% Irish DNA in here. Yeah, so? Can't you see the sign?
No dogs allowed.
No Irish. Dude, what the fuck, man? Irish are totally European. No, Ireland is an island off the coast of Europe. Now, get out of here, you Patty.
Ha! Thank God the ethno-state will have one less weeb. All right, officer, I'm next.
You're blind, hun. You have red hair. We can't have that polluting these fine, true Europeans. I'm sorry, but you're just not white enough for us.
Wait, what?
Dogs allowed.
Sorry, guys.
You're
Wow.
not
Never thought you all would turn out to not be white.
Okay, Jimmy, we are ready.
Hey, if you or a family member are on Medicare or turning 65 soon, you need to listen to this. Medicare enrollment is full of misinformation, and the more confused you are, the easier it is for scammers to steer you into overpriced Medicare plans that make them more money while claiming that they're unbiased. Trump's Department of Justice just sued 3 of the biggest Medicare brokers in America for allegedly doing exactly that. The victims, Americans like you who deserve better. I trust Chapter because I did my research. Chapter's advisors make Medicare simple and always put you first. They listen carefully, compare every plan, and help you get the most savings. On average, they save people $1,100. These guys won't push you to choose one plan over another, and if you're already on the right plan, they'll tell you that instead of trying to get you to switch for their financial gain. So choose the right Medicare plan for yourself with trusted guidance from Chapter. Give them a call today at the number on the screen to make sure your Medicare plan works for you. Most people wish they'd called them sooner.
Do you want to hear a fun fact? What's the age of consent in Vatican City? Does anybody know?
14.
There is none.
Ah!
You're born bad, so they can do what they want to you.
So one time I was doing a benefit in Wisconsin, and there was this duo. One guy played the banjo and the other guy played the accordion. And they did their act, and the guy who booked it said, "Oh, that was great. I loved it. I'd love to book you for next year." And they said, "Sure. Could we leave our instruments here?"
Funny.
That's a funny joke.
Funny.
I read that today on social media. I read that joke today. You ever hear this joke about my buddy who plays the banjo? He when I was living in downtown Chicago, he came over and he had a banjo in his back seat, and he left the back window down accidentally, and when he came back to his car, 2 banjos.
Not like anti-banjo? Is that what that is?
Don't let Steve Martin hear you.
Yeah.
He's out there
nice.
winning. He's winning Grammys for his banjo picking.
He likes a nice banjo and a Rothko to go with it.
All right, folks, you're not going to hear this in the mainstream. Bank of America just warned that the U.S. dollar has plunged over 9% so far in 2025, one of the worst drops in decades. And the bank is now predicting a serious collapse in the dollar's value if the national debt and trade tensions continue to spiral. Now, listen, when the dollar craters, your bank account doesn't just lose value, it gets eaten alive by inflation. That's why I've teamed up with Monetary Gold. These are the guys who deal in real, physical gold and silver, stuff you can actually hold, vault, and rely on. No Wall Street middlemen. So here's what you do. Head over to jimmylovesgold.com, download their free gold protection guide, or pick up the phone and call toll-free 800-476-7790. That's 800-476-7790. Protect your wealth before the dollar hits the wall. Visit jimmylovesgold.com or call 800-476-7790 right now. Time's running out. Don't wait until it's too late. How's that?
It was really nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was hoping you would do it more like a cheerleader, though.
I know, me too. Right over
Like
the
a
step.
young George Bush.
You almost did, Jimmy. I saw that moment where
Mhm.
you were going to try it. I saw it. Here we go. Kamala will solve the real estate problem, the prison bed problem, and the child homelessness problem with truancy laws. User for me.
Do you remember Kamala, the guy that she wouldn't review his evidence, who was falsely imprisoned? And then I saw a Vice
right.
thing where he came out and supported her. And I'll bet you any amount of money, they gave him a large amount of money to do that. I'll bet you.
Yeah, no kidding. You don't have a country, just an economic zone for billionaires to milk dry regardless of the cries of the inhabitants. We are viewed as cattle, but can be promoted to a dog if we join the military. Flint match.
That's a fact. That's an absolute fact.
What?
That's what it's called, dog tag.
That
It's not called a jump tag. It's called a dog tag.
Flint says, Jimmy, he says, or she, you don't have a country, just an economic zone for billionaires to
Mhm.
milk dry regardless of the cries of the inhabitants. We are viewed as cattle,
Yes.
Right.
but can be promoted to dogs if we join the military. A lot of homeless are mentally ill, customers of Big Pharma that ran out of funds. You're right, Flick Off. Connecticut still has at least half a dozen mental institutions. Polly. American police no longer see the public at large as people to protect and serve. Instead, they see them as enemy combatants, and they've been arming them like that from the military, right, Sparky? P. Walker, police union is likely trying to inflate numbers to get more funding. I smell pro-MAGA cops leveling substantiated claims to defend Trump, too.
Yo, where do you live? The person that said that. Where do you live? I want to know where you live, where the crime has not gone way the fuck up. Because I lived in a bunch of major cities for the last, I don't know how long, and it's gone way the fuck up. And I've been watching stupid fucking liberals claim it isn't because they're dumb and they're pussies. Where I live is a nightmare. I can't even believe it's worse than where I lived in New York and LA. I can't even believe it. But that's
I
how
can't
it is.
believe it.
If you don't know how it is, shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about.
I think our friend is from Australia. I'm not sure.
Oh,
but
the biggest punk ass
think-
country on earth that gave up all their guns because of one shooting.
Let's see here. Hi, Jimmy. Jimmy, you're gonna love this. Hi, Jimmy.
Hey, that's me.
From your old friend, formerly of Lake Como,
Oh.
now in Granada, Spain. Granada, Spain. Oh, I like it. And that's
So
from
that's the Yankee guy, right?
Yes, Euro Yankee Blog 8411. Look at you.
He doesn't live on Lake Como anymore?
No, I don't think so. Thank you so much for that. We've been thinking about you.
How the F could you move away from Lake Como?
Well, obviously, he found something better in España.
What part of Spain?
Granada.
I heard Granada's
Granada.
nice. I heard nice things.
Sounds like
I
somewhere
think,
we
in
have
fact,
to visit.
I think, in fact, he sent me a video one time of Granada, Spain.
I think you're right.
Yeah, looks nice.
F, you're back. Wrong. Americans are armed, Jimmy. Live free or die. Sparky, look at you, Sparky. Uh-oh. Debbie Wasserman Schultz had her two computer goons, the Awan brothers, shoot Seth Rich. Since the Awan brothers were new to shooting someone, Seth Rich had to be finished off in the emergency room.
Who's the A1 brothers?
The A1. Oh, go Jimmy. They were hired
Wasserman
hands.
Schultz was hiring these foreigners to do computer work for her, and I'm pretty sure they were spies, right? Wasn't that the
Yeah.
story? I'm not sure. Anyway, but this story, so Netanyahu said the quiet part out loud. So you know I've been telling you about there's a thing called the Greater Israel Project, meaning they just don't want to stay where they are in Israel. They want to take over Gaza. They want to take over the West Bank. Oh, you already knew that? Did you know they want to take over parts of Jordan, Syria, Iraq, Egypt? Did you know all this? Yes, that's called the Greater Israel Project, and they've been doing this. They've been doing this. Netanyahu finally said the quiet part out loud today. He admits that his goals are to further the Greater Israel Project, so it's not about Hamas. It's not about Netanyahu. It's not about Saddam Hussein. It's not about Assad. It's about the Greater Israel Project. It's about them wanting to expand Israel, and they have to come up with excuses that you can buy. And one of them is the hostages. Release the hostages. It was never about that.
Well, I knew when they didn't release the hostages and Israel started killing their own hostages. That's why I put it together, Jimmy.
This genocide was never about Israel's right to defend itself. It was about setting the stage for global domination, says duopoly destroyer Nico House, friend of the show. And he's right, because there's the headline from, this is a Jewish newspaper from Israel. Netanyahu says he's on a historic and spiritual mission, feels a connection to the vision of a greater Israel.
Oh, does he? Is it connection that he has to do whatever those terrorists tell him he has to do? Is that the connection? Because he's a criminal?
Connection. It's the same way that a drunk at the bar feels a deep connection to the woman who's trying to avoid him. That kind of connection. There it is. Antiwar.com. Netanyahu says he's very much attached to the vision of greater Israel. And listen, here I'll play it for you. So he was being interviewed. This is from Middle Eastern Eye 24 News. And it's, what are we doing here? So he says, you got to ask the question, what are we doing here? And here's what he says. I'll read it to you. We are on a mission for generations. There are generations of Jews who dreamed, and there are generations of Jews who will come after us. So you ask if I feel like I am on a mission, historically and spiritually? And the answer is yes. The guy says, I don't want to complicate things for you. At the end up with the 6,000 case, but... And then, what is this? This is my vision. It's one of the things I dreamed about. And he's handing him an amulet that has the greater Israel on it. And he says, the time has come. It's called Jerusalem. I'm not giving this to you. I'm giving this to you to give to your wife, Sarah. So he says, thank you very much. Do you connect with the vision of greater Israel? And Netanyahu says, very much. Really? Very much. This is the greater Israel. So that's what this is all about. And it will be important to remember this when Netanyahu's at The Hague. That's all. I think it'd be good to bring this point up.
He will never be at The Hague. But they already did, so that you know how Mike Johnson smuggled in a red heifer using...
Yeah.
I don't know why you're not supposed to export beef to Israel or something, but he brought one in under some pet law, and they did a rehearsal sacrifice of the red heifer. And then they came out and said, no, we did the real sacrifice of the red heifer. So that craziness that I just said, which sounds insane, that's Bible beater dispensational shit for the last 30 years they've been talking about. So these maniacs are going to try to reenact some kind of like revelation thing. They're all together. It's not just the Christian maniacs. It's those Jewish ones about Gog and Magog and all that shit. They're all together on it, and it's a cult, and they really believe in what they're doing.
And so, he let the cat out of the bag there. So that's him saying, it's about the Greater Israel Project, which is a big misstep because he told the truth. That's what a gaffe is. A gaffe in politics is when you accidentally tell the truth. He forgot to tell the lie. The lie is like, no, we don't want to expand. We just want to fight terrorism.
We want a two-state solution.
Yeah. So, in modern political context, Greater Israel could refer to Israel taking complete control of Gaza, the West Bank, and the Golan Heights. There's even more to that. But for more ideological Zionists, including members of Netanyahu's government, Greater Israel means Israel expansion into Jordan, into Syria, into Lebanon, Iraq, and Saudi Arabia based on biblical interpretations. I'm going to think there's got to be Egypt in there too. And so here's a map of it. So this is Greater Israel. So there's Jordan, there's Syria, because they want to go all the way to Damascus. There's Iraq, that's Baghdad. There's parts of Egypt, there's Cairo. Looks like parts of Saudi Arabia too. I don't know.
Why is Saudi Arabia cool with that? Because they're in on it with Israel. Why are they cool with that?
They must be.
Well, what they did to the Houthis and the Saudi Arabia has been in on it for a while, and a lot of Zionists like Saudi Arabia now because that prince is in.
So Israel's like a cancer that just keeps spreading.
This sounds like what they say about Putin, that Putin wants to keep spreading, but which they don't. But guess who does? The most moral army.
Netanyahu made the comments I just showed you in that interview. According to the Times of Israel, the amulet was not shown on camera, so it's unclear how far it depicts Israel's territory extending. But the Israeli leader was asked if he felt a connection to the expansionist vision, and he answered very much. Netanyahu has previously displayed maps that show the West Bank and Gaza as part of Israel, including when addressing the UN just weeks before October 7th. Israeli Finance Minister Bezalel Smotrich caused controversy in 2023 when he spoke at an event that displayed a map of Greater Israel that included Jordan. Wow. Smotrich, who has significant power in the current Israeli government, said in an interview for a documentary produced by Arte, a European public service channel, that Israel would take territory in Arab countries little by little, and said that it is written that the future of Jerusalem is to expand to Damascus.
Where's that written?
It's exactly the same way they took Gaza a little bit at a time, huh? An actual pig would know where to draw a line, because pigs are smart. Netanyahu was also asked in the interview if he felt that he was on a mission for the Jewish people, and he said he was on a mission of generations. There are generations of Jews that dreamt of coming here, and generations of Jews who will come after us. So if you're asking if I have a sense of mission historically and spiritually, the answer is yes.
Yeah, so most of the Jews are in Cyprus out of Israel now, and then the only ones left are the crazies. So it's that cult. That's a Chabad. People think Trump converted to that just because his daughter did.
Glenn Deason says Netanyahu speaks of Greater Israel while his defenders still pretend this is all about releasing hostages. Yeah. And Dropsite says, breaking, Israel in talks to resettle Palestinians in South Sudan.
Oh.
The Associated Press reports that Israeli officials have held talks with South Sudan about moving Palestinians from Gaza to the East African state, a country still recovering from civil war and facing acute food shortages. Sources familiar with the discussion say Israel has approached other nations with similar proposals as part of Prime Minister Netanyahu's push for what he calls voluntary migration.
Hey, how about Israel moves to Ukraine where they're from?
How about that? Hey, I have one more piece to this segment I want to play, but I got to throw it to Steph first.
All right. Thank you, Jimmy. If the police union snitch on them, it's really bad. Slain Hub. Gotta make their nut. F. I wonder what these are responding to. I forget. Cops still walking around New York City with rifles and walk around Port Authority as if they are in war zones. All right. Thank you, Black Spock. Much appreciated. Good to hear from you. DC native here. Our police are great. The courts are not. You basically get mandated to take yoga classes for carjacking an old lady. Whitney. Thank you, Whitney. Hank Williams Jr. makes for a nice co-host, or is it an impressive Duck Dynasty character? Whomever you've had replaced Kerp sure sounds like him. Oh, it's because he was wearing his disguise. Unvaccinated guy. You're back. Those three companies that own everything are Jewish. All right, F Jew. You brag if your name is Bibi Netanyahu. F Jew. Jimmy, please cover. This is wild. Please cover the hiking bans in Nova Scotia.
That's wild.
I can't believe this. One man was charged $28,000 for stepping into the woods. Climate lockdowns are happening and could become a thing in places like California. Kids Corner.
Yep, climate lockdowns. That's a real thing because they go, everybody's setting fires. Even though they told you it wasn't because people set fires.
Right, they said it was climate.
No, well, the climate of people, you, the little people, set all these fires.
So let me show you this.
All right, back to Jimmy.
So here, put this at the end of that segment. Here, someone put this together about the Greater Zionist Project, and they talked about it 60, 70 years ago. Watch this.
Particularly who were against anything that is to be done if they couldn't have the whole of Palestine and everything handed to them on a silver plate so they wouldn't have to do anything. It couldn't be done. We had to take it in small doses. You can't move 5 or 6 million people out of a country and fill it up with 5 or 6 million more.
5 or 6 million people out of a country and...
So it wasn't really a land without people for a people without land? Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
We had to take it in small doses.
We have to take it in small doses.
We have to take it in small doses. You can't move 5 or 6 million people out of a country and fill it up with 5 or 6 million more and expect both sets.
We're conducting an expansionist policy of Israel, and everybody's afraid to say it.
The Zionists, particularly, who were against anything that was to be done if they couldn't have the whole of Palestine and everything handed to them on a silver plate so they wouldn't have to do anything. It couldn't be done. We had to take it in small doses. You can't move 5 or 6 million people out of a country and fill it up with 5 or 6 million more.
So I'm pretty sure that's a former president of the United States telling you what the Zionist plan was for Palestine. And
Right.
if you want to see what Palestine used to
5 or
look
6
like,
million people out of a country and
So it wasn't really a land without people for a people without land.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
We had to take it in small doses.
we had to take it in small.
so that's what Palestine looked like. So the Palestinians are in green, right? And they controlled all of Palestine. And then
doses.
And then here comes the Zionists, 46.
Take it in small doses.
And then here they 1947. Wasn't that when the Balfour Declaration went into?
Can't move.
And boom, look at all of them. Whoa. So that's when they had to do the Nakba. And look, so now look how they're taking it. So
6 million people out.
that's in 60s. Look how bad it was in 66. Well, look how it is
Fill it
now.
up with 5 or 6 million more and expect both.
2023. It's almost all gone. So what's that, Kurt?
Everything's working
Yeah, it's working.
according to plan. So all the stupid TV preacher type Christianity that you saw for years and years,
Yeah.
those are the Christian Zionists that are working off the Schofield Bible from early Zionism back in the day when they basically all the American evangelical horseshit came from England through Zionists. That's a fact. And so the Schofield Bible is the one. So you know these wacky Christians that think those Jewish terrorists that support Netanyahu are right? They've groomed them for years and years and years. Now, if you watch people doing Christian stuff, because I watch everybody's stuff, they're all talking about this Bible translation made by a con man on behalf of some weird Zionist in New York named Untermeyer. And that's what all this is about. They were calling it dominionism a few years ago. The bad evangelicals were called dominionism if you're a liberal. That's what this is part of. And they're going to act out, just like Bill Maher warned in his Religulous movie, religious nuts are acting out stuff from the Bible and they're going to make them happen on their own. So that's why they don't care about nukes or anything that happens to you, is because they think they are personally responsible to fulfill the prophecy of Revelation, which if you actually read the Bible, you would know you're not, but they're scumbags, all of them. They're all part of some weird cult, and it breaks off in a lot of little cults, and that's what they're going to do this stuff whether you like it or not.
We should do a segment on the Schofield Bible. And
Yeah.
And so
I didn't know about it for a long time because when I was a kid as a little Jehovah, and my little friend that I had was a born again, his dad was a Marine, and he was all about Zionism, which made no sense to me. And they used to talk about the red heifer, which is not a thing that I remember from the Bible being any kind of thing.
but this is in the Schofield Bible.
Well, okay, there's a Bible scripture referring to some ceremony. I think it's in Jude. But to take it and make it in this thing, that comes out of the Talmud. And that was, you can see the entire operation now. It's like PSYOP Christianity. And there's a lot of people that were in that, a lot. And just now, I don't know why people started figuring it out. I have no idea why.
So Netanyahu let it slip. And so now this tells you that everybody in power in Congress and the media, they know about the greater. I mean, this guy Traficant was talking about this 25 years ago.
They know the crime rate's high, but they're not going to say it.
Pat Buchanan was talking about it 35 years ago.
Mhm.
So everybody knows what the Greater Israel Project is. They know that Netanyahu doing a genocide right now has nothing to do with hostages or the October 7th attack. This is all a plan. And
What does the word Holocaust mean? It means a burnt offering. So the scumbag Zionists, who are called the Zionist Fascist Party, don't ever forget that. That's how they originated. they will sacrifice Jews to make what they want happen. They will use actual Jews as a sacrifice. Netanyahu did it with the COVID vaccine. He gave it to them first, so that's Mengele shit out of the gate. And he doesn't. The Hannibal directive is where they shoot their own hostages. The idea that Israel keeps Jews safe is so insane and makes no sense on any level, because it doesn't. It has caused nothing but problems for Jews, actually. And religious Jews knew it when they did it.
Yep. So if you'd like to hear me make fun of this, you could come see me in Rutherford, New Jersey, Appleton, Wisconsin, Chicago, Calgary, Edmonton, Vancouver, Fort Wayne, Indiana, and Louisville, Kentucky. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets. Over to Steph.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much. Idolizing a politician is like believing the stripper really likes you. So, hey, America got her Mad Gonig, German for King. Thank you. Thought this was Larry King with Hank Williams Jr., but if I squint my eyes, I see it's Jimmy and Kirk, unvaccinated guy. AI says the expression Mad Gonig, German for Mad King, likely refers to the comparisons drawn between former President Donald Trump and historical figures known as Mad Kings. King George III. Thank you. Magnetic. What is this distracting us from? Discussing. Thank you. We love
the
Misha.
Golden Dome. They're going to put you in prison. That's where you're being distracted from the fact that they're going to take every last bit of rights you have, and you're going to live in a series of Venetian city-states. That's what you're going to live in, run by all these scumbag billionaires. And I don't understand why people think Trump is a white hat. Somebody who's like really trying to do the right thing would just tell you all the truth, and they wouldn't do secret things. So that DC, I'm sure there's despicable corruption in DC for Trump to take over, but he's not saying that. I'm supposed to research it myself and think he's doing a secret plan. That's bullshit. They should be telling you up front everything they're doing. There shouldn't be any secrets, really. If you have any power in a democracy, they shouldn't get to have secrets like that.
Oh, but come on. I mean, as long as we've
Scott
been
Adams
alive, there have been tons of secrets. How much toxic could society be when, we're not supposed to know anything that happened to JFK for 65 years. They tried to make Pfizer. They wouldn't tell us for another, 75 years. They're all about secrets. That's all it's been.
You get conditioned with movies to think that that's okay. So like James Bond bullshit, all that scumbag. MI6 is probably more evil than the CIA. But they push that shit in movies, and so they call it soft disclosure. Little details of real things they'll put in a fantasized movie, and you go, yeah, they got that, and that's how you turn into Scott Adams. They go, oh, they got to lie to you. It's just a normal thing,
right?
And these sociopaths they bring in to do this, they're kind of heroes. That's how they sell it to you, and it works.
Okay, back to Jimmy.